Everyone asks what the 3 days of darkness will feel like. Others ask what comes after, what the world looks like when the darkness lifts. But the Pleiadians say Lightworkers are skipping the only question that matters right now. Not what happens during, not what happens after, what happens before. Because the before is not a waiting room, dear one. It is not empty time. According to this transmission, the before is an active preparation season, and Lightworkers all over the world have already entered it. Months ago, some of you, and most of you have been misreading every single sign of it. There are 7 preparations, and the 7th, the one I'll reveal near the end, is the one that explains what all the others were for. It's also the one that will let you sleep tonight. Stay with me until you hear it. Before we go one step further, let me be as clear as I always am with you. No dates, no countdowns. Nothing here asks you to stockpile, to hide, or to be afraid. Anyone handing you a date is not speaking from the light. And more importantly, in the deepest tellings, in every wisdom tradition that ever carried this idea, the 3 days of darkness were never really about darkness. They are a symbol, the oldest symbol humanity has. The dark soil the seed must sit in before it rises. The sealed cocoon the caterpillar must dissolve inside before it has wings. The hour before dawn that always, without exception, ends in morning. If you had never seen a cocoon before, you would call it a tragedy. Nature knows better. And so, the transmission says, does your soul. For months now, Lightworkers have been reporting the same strange season, different countries, different lives, nearly identical words. Something feels like it's finishing. I'm exhausted for no reason. I keep waking before dawn. I can't be around crowds anymore. And underneath it all, an inexplicable calm that almost frightens them. Most of you have been quietly wondering if something is wrong with you. The transmission opens by correcting exactly that. Beloved ones, you have been reading your preparation as though it were a decline. Everything you have named as symptom, we would name as readiness. You are not falling apart. You are being made ready, and readiness, in a human vessel, feels remarkably like being taken apart. That is the confusion we have come to end tonight. 7 preparations. Count how many are yours. The first preparation, the completion feeling. It begins so quietly, you don't notice it happening. Projects that once mattered lose their grip. Ambitions you carried for 20 years suddenly feel like clothes that no longer fit. You look at pieces of your own life the way a traveler looks at a hotel room on the last morning, with gratitude, but with your heart already at the door. You've called this losing motivation, losing yourself, burning out. You are not losing. The transmission says, you are concluding. The soul always finishes its old assignments before a new phase begins, closing books it has finished reading. What you feel as emptiness is the sound of chapters ending on schedule. Do not force new beginnings from this place. Let the closing complete. What comes next cannot arrive into a life still full of what came before. If you've been feeling strangely finished with things you used to care about, count the first preparation. The second preparation, the great emptying. Before any passage, what cannot travel must leave. And so, in this season, waves arrive without warning. Old griefs surfacing from 20, 30 years ago. Tears while driving, while washing dishes, while doing nothing at all. Anger you thought you'd healed making one final appearance, like a guest returning for a forgotten coat. And then, always, the lightness afterward. That strange relief, as though something heavy left through the tears. Nothing has gone wrong when this happens, the transmission says. The vessel is being emptied of ballast. You cannot carry old density through a passage, and so your wise body and wiser soul are releasing it now, in advance, wave by wave. When the tears come, do not ask, what is wrong with me? Ask, what is leaving me? and let it leave with blessing. And hear this too, because it matters. If the waves ever feel larger than you can hold alone, reach for the good counselors among your people. Speaking to someone is not weakness in this work. The transmission itself says the strong ones ask. The third preparation, the body recalibrates. Your physical vessel is wiser than your sciences yet know. Before great energetic transitions, it adjusts in advance, and you have been feeling every part of it. The waves of profound tiredness that sleep doesn't cure. The changed appetite, heavy foods refusing you, water calling to you constantly. The pre-dawn awakenings into strange, clear alertness. The tones in the ears, arriving in moments of stillness like a tuning note before a symphony. Now hear this carefully, because your body is sacred and I will never speak carelessly about it. Persistent fatigue, sleep disruption, or ringing in the ears deserve a doctor's examination first. Always. Go, be checked, be thorough. That is not doubt. That is the wisdom of someone who honors the vessel that carries them. The light itself would tell you the same. But for the many whose examinations find nothing, the transmission offers this. The instrument is being tuned before the concert. You would not fear an orchestra tuning. You would recognize it as the sound of something about to begin. Let the tuning happen. Rest when it asks. Drink when it asks. The vessel knows the schedule. The fourth preparation, the sacred withdrawal. Before the darkness of the cocoon, the caterpillar climbs away from the leaves it has always known. And you have been climbing. Crowds that once energized you now exhaust you within minutes. The noise of the world, its endless arguments, its feeds and frenzies, has begun to feel like static from a station you no longer live on. You cancel more. You crave silence like water. Your circle grows smaller and strangely warmer. Your world calls this isolation. Some of you have worried you're becoming antisocial or depressed. We call it what it is, the transmission says. Sacred withdrawal. Every tradition on your earth has known this season, the desert years, the mountain retreats, the 40 days of stillness before every great emergence. You are not withdrawing from life, beloved. You are being drawn inward, because the work of this phase is inner work, and the soul clears its own schedule to do it. If your world has been growing quieter while your inner life grows strangely rich, count the fourth preparation. The fifth preparation, the night classroom. In this season, the night becomes something else entirely. Your dreams have turned vivid beyond vividness. Many of you dream of gatherings, halls of soft light, circles of beings, places that feel unmistakably like classrooms. You wake unable to hold the details, but carrying something. A word, a certainty, a sense of having been somewhere that mattered. Some of you wake with tears you can't explain. Some wake with answers to questions you fell asleep holding. Before a great passage, the veil thins for those who came here on assignment. The transmission says, what cannot be taught to your waking mind, too busy surviving your world, is given in the hours your defenses rest. Do not strain to remember the classes, beloved. What was given is stored where forgetting cannot reach it. It will surface, whole, in the exact hour you need it. And here, right here, the transmission stops listing preparations entirely, because it says something that reframes every single one of them. Beloved ones, pause. You have been counting these as things happening to you, symptoms to endure, a difficult season to survive. Understand what you have actually been describing. You have been describing an initiation. Every tradition that ever prepared a soul for passage used the same sequence. First, the completion, the closing of the old life. Then the purification, the emptying of what cannot come. Then the physical preparation of the vessel. Then the withdrawal into solitude. Then the instruction given in the between places. You have not been falling apart, beloved. You have been walking step by step, through the oldest preparation known to any world. Sit with that, because if it's true, then nothing you've been through this year was random, and nothing was wasted. Which brings us to the sixth preparation, the one that confuses lightworkers most of all. The calm that shouldn't be there. As the world's noise grows louder, as anxiety rises all around you like a tide, you've noticed something in yourself that almost feels wrong. Beneath your surface worries, you are calm. Deeply, unaccountably calm. While others spiral, something in you stands unmoved at the foundation. And you've wondered privately, why am I not more afraid? Is something wrong with my heart? Have I gone numb? Nothing is wrong with your heart, the transmission says. Your heart is remembering. This calm is not denial. It is not numbness. It is recognition, the deepest part of you acknowledging a season it has moved through before, in other lives, in other worlds. A lighthouse does not panic in a storm. It was built for precisely that weather. The soul that volunteered for this era is not frightened by the era's arrival. Your calm is not a symptom, beloved. It is your credentials. If you've been quietly steady while the world shakes, count the sixth preparation and stop apologizing for it. And now, the seventh, the one I promised you. The transmission saves it deliberately because it says the other six mean almost nothing without it. The seventh preparation is this: while you were being prepared, you were also being lit. Have you noticed? The transmission asks that strangers have begun opening their hearts to you? In queues, in waiting rooms, people telling you things they say they've never told anyone, and then looking at you, startled, saying, I don't know why I'm telling you this. Have you noticed that friends who mocked your path for years have started asking quiet, sincere questions? That family members in crisis, even the ones who dismiss everything you believe, now call you first. They are following something they cannot see, beloved. And it is you. Because here is the law that governs every darkness that has ever come to any world. The lamps are lit before the night, never after. No one kindles a candle once the dark has already arrived and the household is stumbling. Every light is prepared in advance, in the last quiet hours before the sun goes down. That is what this entire season has been. The completion emptied your hands so they could hold the lamp. The purification cleared the wick. The recalibration prepared the vessel to hold the flame without breaking. The withdrawal took you somewhere quiet enough to be lit. The instruction taught you what the light is for. And the calm is simply what a lit lamp feels like from the inside. You have not been surviving a difficult year, beloved Lightworker. You have been being kindled. That is the seventh preparation. Not something you feel, something you have become. So what does the transmission ask of you now? 3 things, and notice that not one of them involves fear. First, stop diagnosing yourself as broken. From tonight, when the tiredness or the tears or the strange calm arrives, say only this: preparation is underway. Watch what happens to the fear when the experience is finally named correctly. Second, cooperate with the season. Rest when rest calls. Withdraw when silence calls. Release what rises. Drink the water. Keep the small warm circle close. And keep caring for the body properly. Real rest, real doctors, real attention. You would not argue with winter, dear one. Do not argue with this. Seasons cannot be rushed, only trusted. And third, tend the lamp on purpose now. A few minutes of stillness each morning. Gratitude spoken aloud. Feet on the earth, sun on the face. Forgiveness where forgiveness is right. These are not small acts. They are wick and oil. And the light you tend in private will be found by exactly the souls who need it, many of whom are already finding you. The transmission closes with this: beloved ones, you have doubted yourselves in the dark more than we have ever once doubted you. You have asked, in your hardest hours, whether you would be ready whenever and however the great passage comes, in your world or in your own life. So hear the answer from the family that has watched you from the beginning. You are not getting ready. You have been made ready. Every release, every strange night, every wave of causeless peace, that was the making. It is finished. The wick is trimmed. The oil is full. And when any darkness comes, outer or inner, collective or personal, it will not find you unprepared. It will find you already burning. Because the darkness was never sent to test the light, beloved. It was sent to reveal it. And when it is revealed, it will be yours. Now, tell me in the comments, how many of the 7 preparations are yours? One number, 1 to 7. The completion, the emptying, the recalibration, the withdrawal, the night classroom, the calm, or the kindling. Your number may be the confirmation another soul needs before they sleep tonight. And if you haven't yet seen what the Pleiadians reveal happens to Lightworkers during and after the 3 days of darkness, both transmissions are on the channel now. This message completes them. Together, the 3 are one story. Subscribe and turn on notifications so the next transmission finds you. Until then, rest without guilt. Keep your small circle close. Tend the lamp. The before is almost complete. And you, dear one, were ready before you ever press play.